Hey guys, Flaky here, and welcome to the channel. Today, we are going to do Merlin's Forest Tower. Merlin's Enchanted Forest Tower. I had a lot of inspiration for this build, and I was very excited to tackle it, so let's just hop right into it. So we're starting off as usual by clearing out the area. I already had kind of a plan, an idea in my head of what I wanted to do with this particular build. So I started by picking out my path. I wanted to make sure I picked the right one that would fit in with this build. So I ended up picking the leafy, kind of twiggy one. I thought that would go very well with the foresty environment. So in this particular build, I really wanted to tackle curved paths. I got very inspired by some of the content creators that are already doing amazing builds with Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I saw people trying to do curved paths with the tools that we have in the game currently, and I got very intrigued, and I was like, well, you know, maybe I will give this a shot. And I thought it would be perfect for Merlin's house to give his garden and the environment around his house more of a natural, more organic feel, so that you can tell that Merlin actually takes care and manicures and maintains his garden, but he's also very into the whole natural aspect and letting nature take over. So here I am picking out the items that I want to use in this build. Even early on in the game, when we don't have a lot of items at the moment, I try to do my best to pick out the items that I have, or the items that I found, and I thought were really cohesive with the theme I was going for. So in this case, kind of an enchanted tourist tower feel. As I was saying earlier, it was quite the process of trial and error to try to fit everything in a way that I thought was gonna make sense and was gonna look good. The beautiful elegant tower, I believe it's called, that you can see on the side there, was one of the main items that I really wanted to include in this build. I just crafted it when I finally unlocked it and saw the roof color and the color scheme that they had for it, and right away it just clicked in my head. I realized how well it matches Merlin's house, and I just knew right then and there that I needed to incorporate it in this build. And yeah, just add it into Merlin's housing area. Basically, I just felt it would go fantastically with it, and I'm very glad that I did, because I think it does go very well with it. So yeah, hopefully you guys agree. But yeah, that's the main reason why I really wanted to incorporate this in here as well. So I did love the original setup that was next to Merlin's house before I moved it, with the little desk area and the books and everything. So I really wanted to make sure I include that as well in this speed build. So I did make sure that Merlin would still have his cute little study area in the corner with is the table slash desk, and a few candles to light up the space better, and all of his books. I would have included the cute little vial stand slash holder. I don't know what you call it. The little item that you can unlock through upgrading your relationship with Merlin. Some of you guys will let me know in the comments below how it's called. I would have included that in this build, except mine actually kind of disappeared, unfortunately. Another fantastic game. A game glitch, I guess. I did get it back eventually through, you know, the random drops that we get in the game sometimes, where they just, you know, give us furniture pouches and things like that. So I did eventually got it back and bought several, but I did not have it at this time, so that's why it's not included in here. So here I tackled the landscaping. I spared you guys a lot of my pain with this. I edited out a lot of the trial and error process. I didn't want to, you know, kind of force you guys to watch all of this. A lot of it is going to be changed in just a little bit later on in the speed build. I was mainly trying to figure out how to make it look properly curvy the way I wanted it, basically, to have like kind of beautiful, like sinuating curves around with the path. So I was thinking I'd leave some of the process in there and not edit it out completely, so that you guys kind of see some of the process that goes into making those curved paths the way I made it here. So for the color scheme, as you can see, I went mainly with the Forest of Valor foliage, but also I really wanted to incorporate some of the Forgotten Lands, I think it's called. Blanking on the name. I keep wanting to call it the Forbidden Forest, as if this is a Harry Potter game. It is not. But yeah, I wanted to incorporate some of the Forgotten Lands landscaping. I love this purpley blue color. I might have gone a little bit overboard, which is the main reason why I cut out a lot of this first round at landscaping everything. I can point it out later on in the video, but I just felt like I went a little bit too heavy-handed on the blues and purples. So I just toned it down a little bit later and switched out some of those purpley bushes for greener, yeah, just a bit more natural looking foliage, really. But in the beginning, I did very much go all in with the Forest of Valor and Forgotten Lands color scheme for the foliage, and then eventually I added in some of the meadows because, as I pointed out in my previous videos, some of you guys might remember, I do adore this vibrant, beautiful green that the meadows foliage has. So yeah, I just switched up a few of those. So those are the main color schemes that I use for this particular build. So around here is where I realized it was getting quite dark and I decided to take care of the lighting. So I decided to go with these beautiful blue iron street lamps that we have in the game. We have like the regular black iron street lamps and we have those ones that have this beautiful blue lighting, and I thought would be absolutely perfect for Merlin's house. Really, it just, you know, matches the whole blue purpley aesthetic, and I was quite glad we had those. I thought it'd be perfect for it. So yeah. Here, I believe, is around where I started changing up some of the landscaping. As you can see, I took some of the purpley blue bushes and switched them out for the beautiful vibrant green meadows bushes, and redistributed the lighting a little bit as well. But yeah, I just felt like it was maybe a little bit heavy-handed on the blues, and wanted to have a lot more green, a lot more greenery around. Since it is a very foresty environment, which is what I wanted for it. So yeah, I just took some time to tweak out the color scheme and the different foliage items that I was using. So here I wanted to incorporate a tiny bit more light, so I added this cute little lamppost at the back, so you could have this very small light addition in the back of the house. I really wanted to add those trellises to make some sort of separation between Merlin's study, outdoor study area, and the pathing that would go up to the frosted heights. So yeah, I just took a little bit to figure out this corner, shuffle things around, and yeah, figure out how I wanted things to look pretty much. So here is the point where I felt like trying to fill in some of the nook and crannies that were left in the build. Just little empty spaces that I felt could maybe use a tree or a bush or a tree trunk. And yeah, I did felt like it was time to add some more trees as well, because as usual, my silly brain gets carried away with landscaping and forget that I want to put some trees in some places later on. I'm very guilty of doing that. So yeah, this is where I took the time to see where I wanted my tree placed. So here, I just wanted to make sure I get the balance right between the actual greenery, the actual green foliage, and the more magical blue, purpley tones that I wanted to include in here. I adore those purpley trees, by the way. I don't know. You guys let me know if you have favorite trees and favorite bushes down below, but I think those are from the Forgotten Lands, if I'm not mistaken. Again, correct me down below if I'm wrong, absolutely. But I adore those. I feel like we have a lot of very big trees, very tall, very large trees, but we don't have that many kind of medium-sized and smaller-sized trees. So I felt like those were perfect. They match beautifully with the purpley blue colors of some of the foliage, and I like that their size is not so big. Like, they do not take out half of your screen. Once you have them in, they are a very good size, and you can still see what you're doing after putting them in. So, yeah. This is where I found this cute little glowy plant over here that just gave me an idea for just general lore with the plants and environments around Merlin's house. Um, so yeah, I just thought that Merlin's been living here a while, and he would have obviously conducted some experiments with some potions he has on some of the plants around him. And so yeah, that's kind of where I got that idea from. I just thought that maybe this one little glowy plant that adds, by the way, a pretty nice like accent of light, I guess you could say, especially around sunset and nighttime. So yeah, I just thought it would be kind of neat to just have some plants in here that Merlin would just have experimented on over the years, and yeah, that's why there's some somewhat unusual landscaping and items around his house. So here is where I started wanting to switch a couple things around. So I moved the stone well a little bit closer because I thought it could look quite nice nearer to the house, and I wanted to set up some kind of druid-ish, Celtic-ish pedestal slash altar area where Merlin would basically kind of come and commune or do some spiritual rites and ceremonies. Do whatever druids and maybe wizards lore um, requires them to do. So this is kind of what I had in mind. I used this little mystical, magical looking pedestal thing that we got in build mode. And for now, I decided to use this fallen tree trunk with the glowing mushroom because I felt like that could be a representation of, nature and druid, again, like Celtic-ish idols within nature, and just represent maybe that their worship, that would probably be a bit too far, but just represent their respect and their constant communion and staying in tune and in touch with nature and the environment. So that's kind of what I had in mind with that particular area. I do think, though, I will switch around that tree trunk with something maybe a little bit more mystical and magical later on down the line when we get more items that could maybe fit in a bit more. So the fallen tree trunk is pretty much a placeholder at the moment. I decided to kind of expand on the entrance a little bit, or maybe expand isn't the right word particularly, but just kind of fluff it out a little bit, make it a little bit more just nicer looking, not necessarily grand, but just mark it specifically as a clear entrance to the area, just link it better with the rest of the path. I'm considering making a plaza right at the entrance that would kind of link the area where Merlin lives with the Frosted Heights and the rest of the Forest of Valor, but I'm not 100% on that just yet. So stay tuned for other Forest of Valor ideas, I guess. Here we are getting near the end of this speed build. I just switched out a couple of trees that I felt needed to be a little fluffier. Added some fans, a couple more plants at the entrance to finish things up. And yeah, we're pretty much at the end of it now, just looking at final results. So I will meet you right at the end of it. Yep. Alright, here we are with the final results. Thank you so much, you guys, if you made it to the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Please feel free to leave your comments and feedbacks down below. I will be reading those. And yeah, I have a couple more ideas for some builds that will be coming in the next couple of weeks. But if you have some requests or ideas of things you want me to try and tackle, please do leave those in the comments down below as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. This voiceover was an absolute disaster, and I will see y'all in the next one. Enjoy the rest of the stills. Take care, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!